Welcome to Easy Driver, the most reliable source of automotive information on YouTube. Please like, share, comment and subscribe. Walk through a Japanese car plant in 2026 and you'll notice a quiet shift. In this video, we'll look at where robots are being deployed, why automakers are scaling up automation, and what this change means for quality and daily factory work. Walk through a Japanese car plant in 2026 and you'll notice a quiet shift. Expanded robot deployment doesn't just mean more robot arms behind fences. It means robots showing up in more steps of the build, closer to people, and in areas that used to rely on manual work and tribal know-how. Why now? Car makers are juggling higher output pressure, tighter labor markets, and tougher quality targets at the same time. Hybrids, EVs, and advanced driver assist features add more wiring, more sensors, and less room for error. Small mistakes can turn into costly rework fast. This video breaks down where the new robots are being placed, why Japanese automakers are scaling up in 2026, and what it means for jobs, quality, and costs. Why Japanese automakers are scaling up robots in 2026. Robot growth in Japanese auto plants is less about flashy tech and more about day-to-day factory math. Plants need stable output, fewer defects, and faster changeovers, all while keeping labor and energy costs under control. Robots fit because they do the same motion the same way, every time, across long shifts. Production pressure and model mix, more hybrids, EVs, and frequent refreshes. Many plants are building a wider mix of vehicles on the same lines. That's efficient, but it's also stressful. A line that builds a gas model in the morning, a hybrid at noon, and an EV variant later can't rely on one fixed set of tools and routines. Robots help in two practical ways. Repeatable work on tight packaging. EVs and hybrids often pack more parts into the same space. Think battery-related shielding, high-voltage cable routing, and extra brackets. When access is tight, consistent placement matters. Faster retooling for refresh cycles. Model updates come faster now, from new trims to sensor changes. Robot cells can often be reprogrammed or refixtured quicker than retraining large teams for new manual steps. That doesn't remove complexity. It helps plants absorb it without losing weeks to ramp up. Labor constraints and safety goals in busy plants. Japan's aging workforce is a daily reality on factory floors. Hiring is also tougher for late shifts and physically demanding roles. When staffing is thin, a line is more likely to slow down, and quality checks can get rushed. Robots are being added to reduce strain and lower injury risk in jobs that involve heavy lifts and awkward holds, like glass, seats, and large subassemblies. Repetitive fastening and overhead work. Hot, noisy, or fume-heavy zones. People still matter most in the spots where judgment wins. Workers troubleshoot odd noise, spot a subtle mismatch, stop the line for a safety concern, and make calls when parts vary. In many plants, the goal isn't robots replace people. The goal is robots take the punishing tasks, people run the process. Where the new robots are showing up on the factory floor. To see how expanded robot use changes a plant, it helps to follow the build from body to final check. The biggest change is that robots are no longer limited to one corner of the factory. They're being added in targeted places where mistakes are expensive and motion is hard on the body. Body and paint areas, faster welding, better consistency, less rework. That covers where robots are going and why the shift is happening now. In the next part, we'll break down what this expansion means for workers, costs, and future production. Stay tuned for part 2. Please comment, like, share, and subscribe for more automotive information like this. Thank you for watching.